Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is March 2nd, Monday, March 2nd. We're over here just kind of chilling on top of this building. But the reason we're over here, just kind of worked the way backwards. So where we last left off, I basically didn't get a whole lot done last week, but was able to break that streak today. Got a decent amount done over the weekend and a little bit done today. I won't say too much, but kind of working backwards though. The last thing I did was actually set up this guy. This is a solar factory tier 3. It does have basically the recipe in it right now for reinforced neutronium plates, which I cannot remember if I actually started crafting or not. I did not. Nope. Oh yeah, that's right. Because if I try to craft it, I needed 2 components. Tronium reinforced. These guys. Let's just say I'm trying to craft this many. I'm missing these 2 things. So what I wanted to do, and I had a decent amount of work today, so basically I was like, I was all right waiting for it, is these 2 components and like all my other components that are just used for solar panels. I wanted to make a precision assembler for them, as well as make precision assemblers for all the different superconductor wires, just because those are consistently things that I'm waiting on and or jam up my processing. So I got all these guys crafting right now, which to craft these guys, I did have to do a little bit of rearranging of some stuff. So you notice this thing needs Mark IV casings to be able to craft in the first place. And to get the Mark IV casings, we needed enriched Nequata alloy, which we get. I had to bust out this guy and upgrade it to UEV because they needed infinity coils. I could have technically crafted some infinity coils, but I didn't feel like doing that yet. I will here probably pretty soon, but yeah, so those are crafting, and basically right now I'm trying to craft enough to make all those precision assemblers, which I could technically craft less of these which I haven't crafted any because we're still waiting on 480. If I just did like a bunch of input buses or something at the top of them, but I just didn't want to do that. So that was basically it for today-ish. I started crafting a lot of stuff, but I didn't get too much set up. But over the weekend, luckily, I did get a bunch done. So if we hop back over to this building, this is the location of where I'm doing my Radox production. So I started off with like the basic setup, like Lapatron supercapacitor, set up a sub network, all that jazz, basic stuff. Same thing I do for every line. You can see the pink is the sub network, white's the main network, purple is the actual like stuff in the sub network. So to set it up, the first thing to get functioning was this guy, the 4x4 bacteria lab. I did decide to put it on its side just because I thought it would kind of look cool to do like 3 or 4 of these in a row. But honestly, I don't know if I'll need to do more. I'll probably set up one more eventually when I need better throughput. But for the moment, this thing actually outpaces the rest of the line anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But as we use more of the Xenozine, I'll probably want to throw a second one down because it is used for more than just the Radox. So it would be nice if this really outpaced, and was happy that it did in fact form on its side, because the autoclave I think is the only multi-block I regularly tilt. But so this guy is essentially, like I said, it's making the Xenozine. That stuff comes over into all these coke ovens, because this is definitely the bottleneck, and makes raw Radox. It mixes with the what's it called? I hope if I could fly. Bernard Seawood. And then I did realize after I constructed these, I probably could have just overclocked 4 of these instead of building 8 of them, but That's fine. I don't know. I was just casually watching the X-Files and setting all this stuff up, so it wasn't too big of a deal, especially because these were just like copy pasted down. But uh, after this gets processed through to raw Radox, the raw Radox comes over to this guy, which when you're looking at raw Radox, this guy has a ton of outputs. So two of the outputs we got come over. Well, so one of the outputs comes over here, which is the diluted xenozine, just to make sure I'm recycling it because this guy doesn't fire very often. Then over to this guy, which is our mega distillery, we put in both the super light and the light Radox, because the light Radox, the only thing it's used for is getting cracked down into super light. Which I wonder why this guy's not firing. That's kind of crazy. This should be working right now. Not enough fluid output phase. What? Million. Cracked Radox. What is blocking this? Hold on, sorry. I didn't realize this thing wasn't running right now. That is the wrong thing. Cracked Radox, super light Radox. Why are these not outputting? Radox, cracked Radox. Oh, you know, I know exactly what it is. It's going to be, where is it? No, it's not going to be super light Radox, barely any heavy Radox, light Radox. Why then is this not working? Device missing channel. Excellent colors or something? Stocking input. Let me just that'd be why. Well, that's unfortunate. There we go. Okay. I'll be able to fix that. I get what's happening now. That's kind of cool though, because that'll mean I have plenty of Radox here once all this catches up. Because, like I said, this is the slow part anyway. So, anyway, so yeah, it goes through here, turns into raw Radox, goes through here, turns into a bunch of components, which the light and super light come through here, go into cracked Radox. Then the raw Radox comes over to this guy, where we then get, for to follow it out, super light Radox turns into cracked, gets distilled into Radox gas, which then we run through this guy over here with a couple different plasmas to finally get Radox polymer. And then this guy sitting over here, if you're wondering why I have a mega smeltery, is just here for the future, because eventually we'll be using the molten Radox to make the optical SMDs. So that's just future proofing. I'm just gonna, all the recipes related to the optical SMDs, I'm gonna pull off the main auto crafting network and put onto this guy so that they're not jamming each other up, because SMDs we go through a lot. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at so far. The plan for tomorrow, so I set up those solars. I want to set up all the assemblers so that I'm basically on the side of trying to construct towards the mothership. We're trying to speed everything up, because I am waiting an obnoxious amount of time right now, say for ingots, which everything is caught up now. I was crafting a ton of stuff earlier, which is good, but I want to set up a bunch of cutting machines, a bunch of assemblers, etc. I also want to really want to upgrade my mega EVF just to see how fast that goes, to see if I can speed up some ingots, and just a bunch of stuff like that. So it's gonna kind of randomly be all over the place, but yeah, that's where we're at right now. Got the Radox done. Should actually be making plenty of molten Radox now. molten. It's not a lot right here, but now that that's unjammed, we should be golden. So yeah, anyways, I hope everyone had a good weekend, and I will be back tomorrow. Goodbye.